Hey there, guys. Welcome to my BitChute and YouTube simulcast together. This is Dr. Hayes 101. As the title states, I say rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. I know I should have done this at least a couple of days ago, but I made sure this news is certain and it's very confirmed. This word called like that. Um, I've been following Kevin Samuels for at least 8 months before his death on YouTube. Um, and it seems like he's passed away from heart failure. Perhaps he's drinking too much of those Red Bulls that you see in some of his videos for the last several months, if not years. Personally, myself, if I try to drink Red Bull at this moment and mix it with coffee, mix it with Coca-Cola or Diet Coke, which I have right here, then I'll probably die in a matter of hours. If that's the case. That's how my health can be very sensitive at times. But if I continue eating junk food after junk food every single time, I stopped doing that for at least a couple of years now. Before then, I was the fast food, everything, you name it. So maybe Kevin said he was going through the same scenario where he was eating fast food. He may drink a lot of Red Bull at times, things like that, and that catches up to you. And I can somewhat understand the situation on my end. So hopefully that's gonna be my case when I drink a lot of soda or do my best to drink some water as much as possible. You know, but Kevin Samuels, he may not be perfect, but he helped trying to help women, particularly black women, out on how to get guys, almost any guy. Maybe not any guy, but a guy that's willing to be loyal to you and vice versa. Things of that matter. I mean, it's not it's just the fact that the guy with 100K or more is supposed to be valuable in quantity. That means he's also valuable in quality as well. So, oh sure, little old me, I'm like low income, like between 10,000, 20,000 a year. Who really wants to go out with some guy that's low level like me? And you're right to some extent. 95 to 99% of the women out there, black, white, rich or poor, Hispanic, in the middle income, whatever, it doesn't matter. 95 to 99% of them, whether they're my high school or college or even elementary school classmates that I still talk to or used to talk to up until 5 years ago, they were never interested in me from the start, or overall speaking. They may talk to me, they may admit something to me about why they're not talking to me, as far as like on their own end. Like they say, oh sorry I was busy working, oh sorry I was busy going doing chores for my mom and stuff like that, and they're telling the truth most of the time. But it's just it has to be natural as hell to be attracted to the other person by other means. It's not just about money, people. Man, woman, black or white, guys. I don't care who's out there looking at this video. You have to understand it's not just about cash, money, and credit cards and credit score, even education sometimes. I'll mention again, I used to be in a relationship, a decent relationship. Even though it lasted for a month, we knew each other back and forth. We gave each other's one up. Like she helped me, I helped her. I gave her something, she helped me a little bit in the future, or whatever. That type of stuff. So I'll share those back in 2005, 2006, right? What's the big deal, Charles? Why you called him that first? Because that's the best relationship I ever had. All the others were just duds. I will admit that. That's how impactful she was to me. And yes, I said no to sex, right? And sex after marriage, I was taught in Christian school or the Christian Bible Sunday schools and stuff like that. I was in that type of conditions in that generation right there, 1990s. So Kevin Samuels was trying to teach you guys, like, hey, you can't sleep around all the time. You can't have children out of wedlock. And if you have children out of wedlock, you think that same guy, whether it's me in 25 years because be a billionaire, or Warren Buffett right now, you think Warren Buffett's going to be with you with those two kids, take care of and stuff like that? Even if he has the money for it, he's not going to stoop down to, in a sense, of that level. Oh, sure, you get married down. Men marry down all the time, you're right. And that's usually you just have childhood friendships or childhood, teenage, or school-related matters. Like, you know this person since for how many decades before you became a millionaire, before you became a billionaire, or either or whatever the amount that you get, you still want to be with that person no matter what, because they have attraction to you and you have attraction towards them. And it's great. So, well, my point is basically to all the ladies listening to this, as well as men, we have to come to some conclusion that not everyone's perfect, and not everyone that you meet in a dating pool is not going to be your knight in shining armor. that billionaire, that millionaire, multimillionaire, maybe that 100K guy who's a low-level lawyer, and you are just some teacher or whatever, you might want to go to him, whatever. It's possible that might happen. But we give him the submission. We let him be submissive. We let him be submissive, not submissive to you, but to give him that dominance over you. And I'm not saying that you have to be like treat like a dog, whatever. Of course not. But we as men, we help build the world. If not, we were the ones who started building the world. And then later came along other groups like women and blacks and Hispanics and other things that matter. And you know, from what I could tell is that he's very well mentioned of Kevin Samuels throughout the YouTube, not only Manosphere, not only MGTOWs, but also just throughout the entire YouTube community. Because I heard of some guy back a couple years ago named Kevin Samuels. I never knew his exact channel until like last year, if not a year and a half ago. So, you know, he's telling the truth most of the time, obviously, perhaps even all the time. Of course, I had the limited experience to even talk about this particular topic, right? I will admit that I have that limitation, but I'm not some off the top never did anything with girls or with anyone or have any relationships whatsoever. I contribute. I did my time, or I did the workarounds for a relationship, but it takes the other person to do that too. You cannot just rely just solely on that person that keep giving you dates, keep giving you outings. Like, hey girl, you want to go out on a date with me and stuff like that? That can happen, but not all the time in today's world. Guys like I meet on Xbox Live, guys I meet on the internet altogether. Most of them who are like anywhere between the ages of 18 and 35, at least 21 to 25, the latest, like the shortest ever span of people that I met. They're not into getting girls right now. They're not into getting married and have kids and live the American dream. Whether they live in the country of the United States or live in Canada or even in countries like New Zealand or perhaps Australia. It's spreading like a wildfire, motherfucking wildfire, about not to get married, not to be tied down with one woman, you know? And personally myself, I'm willing to settle to some extent of a certain woman or woman, depending upon the traits, the characteristics. But most of these women, they're not interested in me like that because they have more money than me, maybe they have more power than me, maybe they live in another part of the state, or perhaps live in another state altogether. And there's someone out there who are in their 30s who are still living with their family as well. So that may be like a little bit of a baggage to most guys out there, but to me it's like, okay, I'll give this girl a chance. So what she didn't have kids, so not like kids yet. So what she didn't have a relationship for a little while. You know, things just doesn't go the way they seem all the time. There are some good things and bad things about life. There's some good times and bad times about life. You can't change that. And I won't accept my fate or my destiny to say that I may not be in a decent relationship for the rest of my life at this rate, because the things that were transpired over the last 15 years for my own life. So guys, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. If you're listening to this, Kevin Samuels, in the spirit realm, somehow, somebody, you've been, even though I don't know you personally, what you portray on YouTube, you are somewhat of a blessing to most guys out there, perhaps even the dating pool altogether. I, for one, try to avoid those online dating pools like the Tinder and OkCupid and Zeus. I deactivate all my profiles on those two websites. And if I'm still on their websites or whatever, somehow, some way, then that means I just left it alone, or I forgot my password, or both. So it is what it is, guys. And we have to come to some conclusion, especially to the women out there, that we cannot have it all. We cannot think that just because of the fact that they make all this money, one guy makes all this money, that they're the best option out there for you. It's just not. Back 50 years ago, it was about meeting with your spousal in a sense of income and allegiance, and also loyalty to each other, not just one person to another, and one way street only. It's both ways, two-way street. So, see you guys later. Please thumbs up, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you around. Bye, guys.